Hi, this is Sue Shields, and I am here again with author Ed Nelson. And we're here to talk about his next series of books. If you haven't read the first ones, it was the saga,
The Richard Jackson saga.
Richard Jackson saga. And this one will be Cast in Time.
Yes.
So I'm going to let him just tell you a little bit about it. He started the first book.
All right. Cast in Time is a series. Is about I won't say young man because he died at the age of something like 92, and he had an interesting life as far as his generation, the greatest generation. He was uh, born in the 1920s, went to West Point in the 1930s, graduated just in time to be a first lieutenant, second Louis, combat engineer in World War II. Then his career progressed there. He had some awards for valor. He was at Korea and was still in the service when Vietnam came around. But by that time, instead of being a combat engineer, he was a lieutenant general in charge of the Army Corps of Engineers. His love, his entire life, was learning, engineering. And since he had an eidetic memory, uh, anything he saw, he would remember. Not that he understood it. It was like having a book in your head. You could open it and read it, and then start to understand what you were studying. But he would take many a book and just glance through it, have it memorized, but not really understand what was in it. But awful handy when he was an old man that he had went to school and got many engineering degrees. Now, I thought that was quite a stretch I made, that he got almost every engineering degree possible. But I read yesterday about there's a man in Michigan that has got 30 degrees.
Wow.
In his lifetime, and he spent the last 55 years in school. He's been nothing but a student in his entire life. But that sort of thing is possible. But the thrust of the story is he had a very wonderful life, a marriage, no children. But then his wife died, and he was in a nursing home, and he died. One would think that was the end. But his last dying thought was, what a waste of such wonderful knowledge. Now, who knows what caused what occurred next, but he wakes up in the body of, in the year 715, of a young baron in Cornwall, England. But he quickly realizes there's an alternate universe, Cornwall in England. There's enough difference in town names, locations, and everything. It is different, but generally it's the same time period, just a little post-Roman. And he's there, and he decides he's going to help his people, and he's going to improve. But of course, he's got to be careful about how he introduces improvements, because he doesn't want to get burned as a witch. which could happen. So that's the story. The first one is Baron. There's altogether 12 books planned. I won't. I guess a little bit of a spoiler alert. First one is Baron. The second is Count. Then Earl, Duke, King, and Emperor. So we're going to have quite a journey, and it's all fits on a regular timeline as far as life. I mean, he's not going to live an exceptional life or anything like that. And his engineering is real engineering. I've done more research than I ever have on any other story to make things work right and in the right order. You can't have telephones before you can mine copper and smelt it.
True.
You know, that sort of thing. So work very diligently at that. I'm pleased to say I've got the first book done. It's at the professional editor right now. As a side note, my editing, I type it and use a professional software editing. Then I read it out loud to my wife. Then I send it off to 5 beta readers, and then the professional gets it. So, but it still ends up with errors after it's published. I've learned that. So I have what's called an ARC, Advanced Reader's Copy. That means reader beware. It hasn't gone through the last edit, for sale on a site called Book Appy. And I'm proud to say that we've already sold 400 copies there.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I've also got it up as on a pre-order status on Amazon, where I intend to release it at July 1st. And we've got like 60 advance orders there. So that bodes very well for everything. So I'm excited about this one. I'm enjoying it. And I just have to get into the mood to write more. Maybe play less golf. I don't know.
There you go.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, please check out his website, which is enelsonauthor.com.
.com. Enelsonauthor.
enelsonauthor.com. And we will see you next time.